Imagine this. You wake up one morning, and the moment your feet touch the floor, instead of standing firmly on the ground, you slowly begin to float in the air. Your body suddenly weighs only half as much as before. What would happen if Earth's gravity suddenly dropped by 50%? Most people would probably say, "Wow, that would be amazing. We could jump like superheroes. Buildings would become taller. Cars might float. Physics itself would begin to change." But the real question is, what would happen to the human mind? What would happen to our anger, our fears, our relationships, and our personality? Because human psychology is deeply connected to the physical world around us. If gravity changed, humanity itself would change forever. The grounding effect and the death of ego. Our brains are constantly working to keep our bodies balanced against gravity. This creates something psychologists often describe as a grounding effect, the feeling of being connected to the earth. But when gravity becomes weaker, the brain suddenly feels lighter and freer, as if an invisible burden has disappeared. And the very first thing that would begin to fade is the human ego. Astronauts often experience something called the overview effect after returning from space. Seeing Earth from above changes them emotionally. Many become calmer, less aggressive, and more reflective. A low-gravity world could create a similar psychological shift. People might become less angry. Violence and aggression could slowly disappear. But not everyone would react positively. For some, losing the feeling of being grounded could create a deep existential fear, the terrifying sensation that they no longer have control over reality. Brain chemistry and the hormone shift. Now let's look at the science behind it. Inside the human body, blood and other fluids naturally stay lower because of gravity. But in low gravity, those fluids begin moving upward toward the chest and brain. Scientists call this phenomenon fluid shift. As blood flow increases in the brain, our neurotransmitters would begin to change. During the first few months, people might feel constantly euphoric, almost like being mildly intoxicated all the time. Creativity could increase dramatically. People might become more talkative, imaginative, and emotionally expressive. At the same time, the body's stress hormone, cortisol, would begin to decrease. Deadlines, financial worries, and daily stress might suddenly feel less important. And when survival stress disappears, human personality begins to change. People may stop obsessing over money and material success and instead start asking deeper philosophical questions about life and existence. Relationships, love, and a new society. If gravity became weaker, human relationships would change as well. Today, physical closeness depends on gravity. We stand beside each other, we hug, we hold hands. But in low gravity, even staying physically close to someone could become difficult. People might gently drift apart while trying to embrace each other. Yet strangely, this could also reduce violence dramatically. If someone tried to punch another person in low gravity, Newton's laws would send the attacker flying backward as well. Physical fighting could become nearly impossible. Over time, society might split into two completely different groups. The first group would be the floaters, people who embrace floating lifestyles and freedom. The second group would be the grounders, people who wear heavy-weighted boots to remain attached to the earth. This divide could become one of the greatest cultural conflicts in human history. The dark side, the death of ambition. So far, this world sounds peaceful. Less stress, less anger, more calmness. But there is a dangerous side to it. Human beings grow through resistance and struggle. We work hard because life feels heavy. We fight because challenges push us forward. But if physical resistance disappears, The human drive to struggle may disappear too. Muscles and bones would weaken, but something even more important would fade away: ambition. People would stop caring deeply about achievement. Innovation could slow down. Fewer inventions, fewer risks, fewer dreams. Humanity might enter a strange state of peaceful stagnation. Not sadness, but emotional emptiness. The next generation. Alien humans. Now imagine children born entirely in this low-gravity world. They would grow up completely differently from us. One major change would be the disappearance of fear. Much of human fear develops during childhood through falling, pain, and physical danger. But if falling barely hurts anymore, the brain may never fully develop those same fear responses. These children would become incredibly fearless. Their brains would also evolve differently. Unlike us, they would naturally think in true three-dimensional space, not just left and right, but up and down as well. Their coordination, spatial awareness, and mental processing could become far more advanced. They might still look human, but psychologically, they would feel almost alien. Conclusion: why staying grounded matters. So in the end, gravity is not just a physical force that pulls objects toward the earth. It is the invisible force that shapes our emotions, our psychology, and our humanity itself. If gravity suddenly became weaker, we might become physically lighter. But psychologically, we could lose ourselves completely. We would become calmer, fearless, peaceful. Yet perhaps we would also lose passion, ambition, and the fire that drives humanity forward. Maybe that's why staying grounded matters, because the weight we carry is also the weight that makes us human. So what do you think? If you had the chance to live in a low-gravity world, how would your personality change? Let me know in the comments. And if you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe.
Thank you for watching this video till the end. I hope you guys like this video, and do share, like and subscribe my channel, and I hope कि आपको इस वीडियो से कुछ ना कुछ सीखने को मिला हो। एंड ऐसे ही इंटरेस्टिंग टॉपिक्स के लिए जो बेल आइकन है उसे प्रेस कर दीजिए, जिससे जो भी नए टॉपिक्स आए मेरे चैनल पर वो आप तक उसकी नोटिफिकेशन सबसे पहले पहुंच जाए।